Hi there. My name is Adrian. I'm the founder of JavaScript Mastery. I created the JSM Masterclass Experience to help web developers launch and fast track their careers. We do this with real world team project building with modern tech stacks, personalized mentor help from experienced developers, and hiring support. This is an interview with Rodgers, a JSM Masterclass student from Kenya. While still in the program, he received multiple job offers, one of them from Twitter for a software engineering position. Elon Musk came in and screwed things up a bit there, but Rodgers got yet another opportunity for a developer job in just one single week. We'll go over all of that in today's call. So welcome, Rodgers.
Thank you so much, Adrian.
Yeah, let's start off with what you're doing right now. What's your current position?
I just sent an offer yesterday. It's a senior position. I'm supposed to mentor and take up a team of 6. We are going to build a dashboard that is going to be real-time dynamic data that is going to come from Food for Education. This is a company that is going to help Kenyan schools and students to get quality foods from different sources, from farmers, which is going to be organic. So they thought of bringing in experienced developers to come and join hand. And when they did the interviews, they thought they needed a more senior guy who's going to be in charge of the team. So that's when they reached out, when they saw my profile on LinkedIn and the project that I will use to do with my skills, and I posted on my portfolio. Everything was okay. They called me for an interview, and they sent me a take-home assignment, which I did with Next.js, Tailwind CSS, ESLint to check out the types. And they were pleased with how I implemented all my logging, my security, and everything that was displayed according to the layout and how it feels. So they were impressed and also called me. They called me in for another interview, which was a one-on-one interview. It was a panel. It was really scary. But when they jumped in, everything was okay. They pushed questions from HR questions, technical questions, personality questions, leadership questions. So they liked how I presented myself. And from there, after like 30 minutes after I left the interview room, I received a call from the HR that they were impressed with how I presented myself and how I articulated my issues. Yeah, and from there, they asked me if I'm ready to sign an offer. So I asked them what it entails. They told me everything that was entailed in the offer, and I thought that was something that I'm going to jump in with. After some few hours, I received the email with the job description and all the terms and conditions. I accepted the offer yesterday, and I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. It does sound like a fulfilling position as well. You said working on a dashboard for an application in Kenya, managing a team of 6. That's crazy, right?
Yeah,
I remember you joined the masterclass. It's gonna be about 5 months now, would you
yeah,
say?
5 months ago.
Yeah,
Yes,
about 5 months. So
yes.
yeah, what were you doing then?
Before I joined JSM Masterclass, it was a really roller coaster on my side because there is another company that I was hired for, but to some extent they felt I was not very good for them, so they decided to lay me off, and I accepted because the first thing of improving on your skill is to accept that there's something that you are short for. So when I realized that I needed to really upgrade on my front end, my back end, and generally the full stack, I decided that I need to find something to improve my skills. So I started with the YouTube. I went through some tutorials on YouTube, and you can anyone who has gone through YouTube tutorials, they can tell there's no proper guidance what to learn today, what to learn tomorrow. But generally, it was really tough. So I bumped into YouTube thanks to you, Adrian, and it was very easy for me to understand what you are teaching, how you're doing it, the folder structure, because that is key. Apparently, the review that was given, so it was about my folder structure and how I was doing my GitHub commits, because they were not so happy with how I was doing them. So jumping into a YouTube tutorials, I learned the folder structures, how they're done, and how I'm going to submit my Git commits and those kind of things. So when I saw that you are opening the window for JS Mastery, I said this is going to be an opportunity. By that time, I didn't have enough money, but I said if it's going to be worth it, then I have to sacrifice all the time that I have and jumped in. So all through the masterclass session, it has been good because every week I've been having calls with Sujata, who is one of the mentors. She has really helped me to improve my skills, which I thought I was good at, but she has really improved and polished up on them. Actually, that is one of the reasons that I think I got this offer because when I was doing the take-home assignment, I was really keeping in mind what Sujata used to tell me so that I can improve a bit. And apparently, it has been good. And also, according to the journey in the master JSM mastery, I think always having catch-up calls with you, Adrian, and Sujata has really improved me because you kept on challenging me because I really needed to learn something new every day. I think that is what brought me to this point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I remember specifically which it really was a roller coaster, right? There was a lot of different opportunities, but then sometimes these opportunities didn't work out as well as they were presented initially, right? So we had to work through them, and then eventually you took all of that and managed to get something phenomenal you're really happy with, something that maybe is even a more senior position that you had before, so which is phenomenal. So as you said, when you were starting your journey, it was tough, right? Watching those videos on YouTube, great for simple one-off learnings, but not great to give you an entire perspective. Is that right?
Very true. Very true.
Great. So yeah, you started learning, and then I guess you started through courses, maybe through YouTube videos, maybe some individual lectures, and then you figured out you need something kind of more comprehensive. Is that correct? Or
Yes, actually, my journey transitioning into software development, I personally graduated with computer science in 2014. But according to how I viewed things, I thought software development was very hard. And according to my country, those days, getting a job in software development world was very hard. So I opted to shift to networking and safety system administration. So I've been working for hotel for a couple of years in Kenya in that capacity. So when COVID came, so many things happened, and we were laid off because hotel only works with clients, and if they can't sustain you, you understand, you have to go, and there is no bad feelings about it. So I jumped in, and I was really the first time I wanted to transition. I joined another boot camp. It was not that orderly because my mind really wanted something to help me to grasp the concept so that maybe I can be somebody in future. I invested in that boot camp. I came out of it. It was nice. Yes, I was a success coach in that boot camp. Yes, but now at some point I feel that I really needed someone that is going to work with me. Project-based mentorship is what I really needed because in terms of knowing the tricks, in terms of knowing how it's done, I already did. But now having a project from start to finish was the problem because at some point, maybe let's say, for example, if I want to do a login for Next.js, that is something that I needed somebody who's going to walk me through a full system from installation and package creating to deployment. So that is why I decided I can't really waste any more time because I'm growing old. I have a family. I need to do something for them. So I decided to come and join this. Everything have been so cool so far, and I really appreciate the journey.
great. So yeah, going through all of those challenges and struggles was definitely tough, but we made it, right? It's finally there, and now it's good. And what do you think of the projects you built throughout the masterclass?
Yeah, so far I've built, I'm on my fourth project, which
Yep.
is a capstone project. The first project, which took the first month, it was tough for me because I never used to doing a project from start to finish, and with the team because we were bundled in teams of developers so that we can we can help each other. So I used to read their code, the code review. The trick that you showed me, you just click a dot when you're on GitHub and view
Yep.
someone's really helped me, because I used to go through it. If there is a function that was happening, any feature that was happening on a live site, I used to go back to the code and see how was it implemented. I try to implement it on the side. Once I line it, I jump on my task and pick another task. So the 1 month was tough for me. Actually, so many people, I think they feeling the first month is tough because it is project based. They are used to YouTube, because they're just following what the YouTuber is doing and posing and typing. It's just like copy pasting. But now coming in, the first month was tough. The second month was better. The third month now it was even better. So this fourth project that I'm in, which is the capstone project, has really opened up my mind, because it is an industry-based approach. We are having team of developers having stories. We are picking up stories and developing according to how it's needed. Then having the mentor reviewing it, because I can remember the first time Mentor Sujata took me back like 6 times on the same feature,
Mhm.
giving me comments. This is not how it's done. Try to do this. This is not how it's done. Try to do this. I think it for someone who's faint-hearted might really give up. But I decided, if this is what is going to make me a better developer, then I'm going to do it even better. So I used to chat her on the side and tell her, you told me on the comment that I need to implement it this way. I've tried to research. I can't get it. So she normally told me, give me 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes. I'm going to jump on a call with you. Then she normally gives me direction and pointers on how to do it. Then at the end of the day, I fix it. So it really feels nice when you have a comment on your GitHub repo that you need to fix something. Then after 2-3 hours or maybe one day, it is done. It gives you that satisfaction. So that is what has really kept me, and having a focused mind that I really want to do it. It does also help me in the bootcamp.
Yeah, that's great. And nobody said it was gonna be easy, right? And that's the point. We always want to keep you at that edge of comfort zone, because that's where real learning happens. And I keep repeating that. And you saw that on your own example throughout the second and the third project, how things just got easier. Things didn't get easier. You got better, right? That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So you said you were really happy with Mentor Sujata, and what do you think of the mentors, of all the pull requests, of all the feedback you've been receiving in general?
Okay, I feel they're good because they were always positive. It was not that harsh, according to how I was told that when you join a bootcamp, they're going to give you very harsh comments, then you're going to give up. According to maybe it's the relationship that I have with all the mentors, because I used to get positive reviews, but they were so strict and specific on what you're supposed to do. So that is what has really made this bootcamp to stand out, because every time I fail to do something, I don't fail to push it. I have to push it so that mentors can see where I have some shortfalls, so that they can come in instead of just covering up or maybe copying codes from somewhere and pasting it. At the end, yes, it might feel that I know something, but I've just copied the code. I would rather just push it the way it is, so that the mentor can go through it and pinpoint the problem that I'm having, so that she can come back to me and tell me, this is what you did, but I think you can do this so that it can be better. It has really helped me, instead of copying a code from a Stack Overflow and bringing it on my code. I think that is the positiveness in terms of response, and also willingness to jump on a call with the students is also stand out, because I can remember I used to abruptly just text you, hey Adrian, can I jump on a call with you? I used to understand that you're busy, but you always kept like 5 or 10 minutes to jump on a call and listen to me, which is also a positive that I can really say thank you for that.
Yeah, really, really happy to hear that, Rogers. And yeah, I'm really happy you found value and most value in pull request reviews. That's something that not a lot of other bootcamps do. And that's something I wanted to implement as the primary feature alongside these main projects. While I was learning a long time ago, I was lucky enough to have that kind of senior mentor that would review every single line of code that I wrote, right? So you learn best while you do something. You create something, you think of something but then somebody else points to actual feedback, actionable feedback on the exact lines of code you wrote, right? And then you can just simply take it and improve on it.
Very true.
That's true. Yeah, really happy you got that experience as well. So
Yes.
how did this experience prepare you for the role you have right now?
Aha. Actually, the funniest thing about the role that I got right now, because the take home was just like the email was sent. I want you to develop a system using Next.js, TypeScript, and uh, and I want you to develop a dashboard. It needs to have a graph. It needs to be responsive. So it was so plain. There was no design for it. It was about me to come and think about the design and everything. So the first thing that came up to my mind when I saw that, it was responsiveness, because you've always told us it Tailwind CSS is mobile first, then um, other devices come to play. So that is the first thing that came to my mind, and I decided it is going to be like a graph. At some point, I used a graph, and I can remember. It really failed. It was I used a chat.js, I think, a chat.js a chat, and it was not so nice. At some point, I felt that this one I'm going to fail because of that. But when I consulted and I asked around which package is best for a chart and a graph, I can remember Mentor told me that you can check Apex chat. And when I researched on Apex chat, it was so nice. I went through it, and it was so nice. It was so easy to implement. So I implemented it, and it gave me the right detail that I really wanted to display, and the responsiveness was in place. And also, you've always told us to make it simple, so I decided to make it simple, plain, not using too many colors. So it was very, very nice, and I think that is what impressed them. That led to maybe the extension of the offer to me.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy to hear that. So they like the project you did, and you did that based on all of the things you've been learning, all the things we taught you throughout those three projects and the capstone project, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's I'm really glad to hear that. And did you tell your family or friends yet of the new offer? What do they think of that?
Actually, my wife is very happy because I can remember sharing with you that I'm really into in between. There's so many offers that are coming, and there is this freeze session that is coming.
Yeah.
Some companies are frozen; they're not hiring. So when this one came, and I went to the second stage, which was meeting with them one on one. Then the offer came. It was really worth it, actually, because we were talking with my wife, and she was telling me, what could you have done if you didn't join the boot camp? So could YouTube help you? And back in my mind, I knew YouTube couldn't have helped me, because I really needed someone to tell me this is wrong. Because in YouTube, we're just following, you can't really tell if this is the right direction you're going, or maybe just someone is just trying to learn and teach at the same time. So they were so happy when they heard that the bootcamp really helped me to be so solid in my skills, because taking up a senior position and mentoring others, it is not just a position that you just wake up. It is something that you really need to build. And I can say for the last 5 months, I've really built that, because being in a team of four in the current capstone, it has really helped me to think beyond the box, not only me, but other people's value matter, how they do it, how we can discuss issues. So being in a senior position is it's going to be easy for me, because I've already learned from you guys how you give a response. Because sometimes you can see somebody's code is not good, and you can feel this code is not good, but how you respond to the code and how you give direction really matters, because you can either discourage them or encourage them at the same time. But now the positiveness comes with encouragement. So I think that is what have built me and helped me to come to this position.
I'm really, really happy for you, and I'm happy to be able to speak with you right now, because with the JavaScript Mastery YouTube channel, we're helping hundreds of thousands of people watch and build those projects.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I cannot speak with every single one of them, or even get to know them as I got to know you, right? And that's why I even created the JSM Masterclass Experience, to be able to really get in touch with you and speak with you personally and help you personally reach that end goal, which for you was getting a job. And I'm so happy to say that now, I know you personally, Rodgers. I'm really happy for you personally, and I got to help you on that profound level. So really happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything you want to say to anyone watching this? Maybe they are wondering whether they want to join or not, or maybe they are unsure of whether they can even do it. Anything you want to say? Any last notes?
Yeah, maybe I know a decision is personal, but it just depends on how fast you want to go. If you want to go fast, you better get a mentor. You can get a mentor from anywhere, maybe from your workplace, maybe from other YouTube channels, maybe from JSM. But one thing I can tell you is so many people are trying, they're doing trials and errors. And I think learning from the worst is going to make your brain just know the worst structures and those kind of things. But getting the best mentor is going to help you maybe know how the structures are done, how Redux is done for state management, how security is done for React. It is something that is going to help in the long run. Because in my journey, I've been in the industry for since 2014. I graduated, but being so solid, it has really taken me a long time. I'm just trying to imagine if I got a mentor those days, what could have happened to me? How let me see, how far would I have been? That kind of scenarios was really lingering in my head. And I think it is a good decision to get a good mentor who's going to take you stages by stages, because just following YouTube tutorials is good. That is very good. But now the problem is how are you going to get feedbacks from someone who's going to be your senior? Because on YouTube, you can't just chat on the YouTube chat and get a good direction. But getting a mentor is something that I think every developer needs, and I think every senior developer who are already outside there at one point or another, maybe they got a mentor to direct them in terms of leadership, in terms of how they're doing their tech stuff. I think it is something that maybe somebody should always consider. And if I would be asked, because I have experienced different boot camps and also on campus sessions, I think JSM Master is stands out, and it is something that maybe I would recommend. I will not force anyone, but I will let you try other things. Then also try JSM. Then maybe you can give us a feedback. According to me, if I'm going to have a sibling or maybe somebody who's going to be junior to me and they want somebody who's going to take them from zero to a hero stage, I will tell them not to waste time on other boot camps. According to my experience, maybe just come straight to JSM Mastery, because we have good mentors. They understand. They're down to earth. They can understand how your implementation is coming along. So if they want to correct you, they'll always know how to correct you. So don't waste time. Just jump to JSM Mastery. Is going to be a life-changing experience at the end of the day. That is all I can tell you. But if you feel there's some other sources, try them. But don't come and complain after some time. It is time wasting. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Rogers. Really appreciate that. Really happy, and yeah, thank you so much for jumping on a call with me today and sharing all of your thoughts.
Thank you so much, Eden, for having me on call too.
Yeah, perfect. Appreciate it. So, yeah, for everybody watching, if you want to join the next cohort and master modern web development and get hired, as soon as possible, click the link in the description to apply. We'll let you know if you're a good fit. And yeah, we're going to guide you through the experience, the same one as Rogers went through. So, thank you for watching. And yeah, if you're interested, click the link in the description. Have a great one, guys.